Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. We're looking at a stamp set called Petal Park, and it's a building one that you can sort of build up and do things with, but I'm going to do something different with it, showing you different ideas, and this is really about not being frightened of colour. Now I know quite a few of you turn around and go like, oh, sometimes I really can't do colour very well. This is about doing colour. We enjoy doing colour, and what I'm going to do first of all is to just mask this off, because I want it to be, let me do these sides first, I want to have just a little bit of a border around, and that then makes it just a little bit special. So I'm doing about half and half, and I'm just eyeballing it. So I'll eyeball it half and half on that side. And again on this side, just turning round and eyeballing it. Like that. I can turn it round a bit this way. And I can just put it on there. It's a good idea if you've got a little mat. So, you know, try and work sometimes with smaller sized mats, because it allows you then to be able to turn things around without having to move it. So it's a good idea if you get yourself some little mats or boards or anything. You can even use a placemat, is fine, as long as it's something that you can pull it off afterwards. Okay, so that's what I'm going to have on here, and we are going to take these bright colours. So I'm going to start with the pink. It says me if I open this pad, they are so stiff. They're my least favourite ones, but there we go. Okay, so we're going to take some of the colour up, and we're literally just going to blend it right the way across on here. I'm going to take it quite dark, I think. The blending brushes allow it to come out beautifully dark, and if you just smooth it on, it will come out quite nicely. Okay, so that's my pink one. Then we're going to have blue, because the blue will allow it to be sort of purpley. So let's take the blue one. I should have turned around. I'll give you all the names of them at the end if you haven't sort of kept up with it, so I can go. As I say, I will try and always give you the colours at the end of the video. So, and part of that is so that some of you stay to the end, or, you know, spend a little bit more time on there, because I want you to enjoy the whole of the video. Now, can you see how this, blending this in, you get sort of a purpley hue in the middle? And I just need to just give this a little bit more, so it's not quite as, can you see it's a little bit blobby on there, but if you carry on blending, it will blend through nicely. Okay, so that's the middle, and I'm doing it in threes. So we've got the bright blue in on the center, and then we're going to have a bright green in on the edge. So I'm just going to ink that up, and we'll have that in on the edge. Just need to give it a bit of a rub in, and you can see how bright this is. I'm just blending it across on there just a little bit. So you've got your colours coming through, and I really like colours that sort of blend together, but these are really bright ones, so you wouldn't necessarily think of those all the time. Now I'm just going to take a little bit more of the blue because you can see the blue's been hidden a little bit. So I'm just going to take the blue in on the center and just pop it up a little bit more. There we go. Now, how about that for colour? So you can't be frightened of that colour. Okay, now I have taken this, the petal pink, and I've taken these florals. Now, we can do a tone on tone, or we can do a black. And it's entirely up to you how dark you want it to be, or if you want it to be pale. Now, I think I'm going to do it with black because I want that real contrast. And it's one of the things that if you have a really bright background, you can take something like this and you can, and I want to try and get it so that it's, I can probably do it right the way across. So it's going to come in different parts. So I'm going to try and twist it round a bit as I go. So each time I'm trying to get it just sort of twisted round a little bit. Like that. Now I'm going to turn my board right the way round. So I'm then working on the side that I don't have to be overly fussed with. And I can get 2 in on here. So I'm going to take 2 in that way. Then I'm going to do this one. And we'll take this one in that way. So we'll get another one that way. And you can see by just rotating them that you can get different looks. Now I need to take one that's like this in on here, I think. Like that. Okay, so that's given us a really rather bright jazzy background. Now I need to be very careful, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this carefully along here and just wipe a little bit off before I pull the masking tape off, because what I don't want is to get it all over my fingers. And I'm not doing it near the edge so that it won't make a mess, but I'm doing it very carefully across here. So I just want to make sure that this comes off like this. I'll get it into the bin without it getting all over my fingers. And we'll take this one off. Do exactly the same. Stick it in the bin quickly. There we go. And by masking it, you end up with a really nice piece. And then you can put it on. Now I've chosen a bit of green on here, which I think will work. You can really take whatever colour you want. This is a bright emerald green, and that can then go in on there. You could do it with black. You could do it with any colour you wanted. And I've just taken it because it's exactly the same in fashion, where they turn around and talk about pattern clashes. You can take different colours at the back and it works. So that takes it that way. You could also, if you wanted to, have it this way up. So you've got the pink coming down to the green at the bottom. You could take it the other way up so that you've got the green coming down through onto the pink. So it really is entirely up to you. I think I'd probably have the pink coming down into the green. But can you see how pretty it looks? and where you've got all of these different colours coming in. Pop a sentiment on, really quick, really easy. You could do, as I say, tone on tone, but I think the black really gives it a bit of a pop. So I hope you enjoyed that. Before I go, I'll tell you exactly what we used. So we used the stamp set Petal Park, and we used this image here. We used inks. We used Magenta Madness for the pink. We used Tahitian Tide for the blue, and we used Parakeet Party for the green. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.